souls. Thank you for joining me for an enlightening conversation for your soul. I'm Antoinette, and I'll be your guide as we embark on a journey through channeling, light language, and conversation. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Conversessions for the Soul. I'd like to start this episode out by inviting you to settle into your space. Let's get cozy. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Inhale all the way in, fill your lungs, and then exhale. Slowly releasing any tension within your field. Allow your eyes to rest closed and repeat that breathing exercise at least 2 more times. My intention for this podcast is to invite a sense of peace while connecting listeners to a deeper side of themselves. Through Conversessions, each episode will provide a unique combination of channeled messages, light language healings, and a bit of conversation. Each conversation will have messages from our higher guidance, plus a mini session all in one. I look forward to many enlightening chats with spirit, as well as other spiritual humans. For sharing my gifts and wisdom for the highest good of all is something I absolutely love. I thank you for taking the time to listen, to join me, and to honor yourself most importantly. I'd like to share a little about myself on this first episode. A little journey into healing and awakening. As a child, I was pretty tapped in. The minute that I entered this earth, I could feel the density. And every single birthday was a reminder of just how dense that the human reality, human existence could be. I very much knew when certain things were going to happen. I had this natural claircognizance, this clear knowing, and I could feel the energy around me. As a young healer, I was able to minimize and remove people's headaches, mainly my mom, as she allowed me to remove her headaches from the long days of stress, from work. So I allowed myself to connect in whichever way that the energy presented itself. Mainly it was through music where I felt this unique connection, a really magical energy, the way that the sounds, the tones, the beats, the voices all meshed together. And I could feel it throughout my entire body. In fact, when I was younger, I specifically remember dancing with my hands and my fingers and feeling each vibration as I did. As I grew older into my teens and 20s, the connection wasn't as strong as it was when I was younger, nor as strong as it is now. For in my contract was really pouring myself into this physical reality. So as a child, I allowed myself to do that. I grew up dancing and dancing competitively, cheerleading in high school. So I was always very connected with the music and the sounds. And music always felt very healing to me. Once I got a little older, in my mid-20s, working in a law firm, working in different restaurants and bars, being around a lot of energy and a lot of different energy. This was when my empath energy really came more online. I could actually feel people's energies when they walked past me or they stood and had a conversation with me, or if they told me a story. This was when I became aware that energy does indeed transfer. And when you open up your field to have a conversation with someone, you are opening up your field for the energy exchange. And once I realized that these energies that I was feeling were not even my own, these were energies that I had picked up from outside sources, I was able to more easily control them. And I became aware of my breath, and especially breathing to calm the energy down. So the exercise would be taking 3 deep breaths, in the nose, out the mouth, imagining a beautiful white light surrounding your entire field, your entire body. You can extend that out as far as you'd like to go if it's your office space. And this beautiful bubble of light is here to assist in minimizing the energies that are not aligned with you. And for me, that was really important, and it was a really big key factor. And I love being able to assist others in realizing that as well. Because a lot of the times when we are acting a certain way, if we've been in a very dense space and an energy has attached itself to us, it's not always the easiest to recognize, is this mine or is this someone else's? So once we can narrow that down, and once I did narrow that down and hone in, shall we say, I was able to much more easily release the energies that I had picked up from other people. I realized that the energies are attracted to empaths like a moth to a flame. So if you ever have people randomly come up and tell you their life story or this whole conversation, you very well may have those empathic qualities and energies coming online. From there, it took me to healing. It took me to meeting my twin flame, getting married. I went through the intuitive development class that taught me all the basics of the spiritual realm, the knowledge, the what ifs, and how to navigate those things. In addition to what my gifts were, the things that I had been feeling for so long and was unsure of what it even was. So it was a really beautiful time in my life. And amidst all of that, I stepped into my mother era. At 30, I was pregnant, and I decided I wanted to step out of the 9 to 5. I wanted to be here and commit the time and the energy and really take it all in. And it's been a beautiful, beautiful over a decade now. But it's also been very healing through triggers, through anxiety, through learning and unlearning, shadow work, learning even what shadow work is. For the longest time, I didn't understand that. And maybe we'll tap into that on one of the future episodes. In my 30s, I did a medium course, so I am a certified medium as well. And I learned how to channel. I learned what energy healing truly was in all the capacities and how it can present itself. And then I reached a point where I started to get dizzy spells. And I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know why. There were times where I would end up in the hospital after eating out at different places. So through all of that, I found out that I had benign vertigo for just a little bit. And that led me to exploring allergies. And when I discovered that the amount of allergens that I was intaking for 30 plus years and how it had overtaken my system, I had over 9 different food allergies in addition to environmental. So it was a really big change for me, going from eating whatever, whenever, it didn't matter, to realizing that there's more. And as soon as I cleansed my system out with all of the allergens and I allowed my body to heal, I realized that truly it was a blessing in disguise. Brought me deeper into spiritual awareness. And through connecting with nature, it eventually awakened my light language. I've started a crystal boutique, and I then realized, I feel drawn to Reiki energy. So then I got my Reiki certification and realized that I could infuse the crystals with that energy. So the universe has just led me into this beautiful direction, and I've really just trusted the flow of the universe. There's spiritual work, multidimensionality, deprogramming, unlearning, the rabbit holes and the conspiracy theories, really settling into flow, censorship, having an account deleted out of nowhere, to becoming unapologetically myself. And it's been quite the journey, but it's been so beautiful. And I'm so grateful for realizing my multidimensionality and for recognizing that there was more to what we can physically see. It's really just a beautiful life that we're living here. And when we allow ourselves to connect to these energies beyond what we can physically see, and we tap into that intuition and that knowing, when we just allow the energies to flow through us, this is when the channeling begins. So as we're being guided into the next stage of this episode, I will bring through a channeled message and some light language for the highest good of all that listen to this. Ekonaha takiyeta ateri heta kosera. Amapaka ti hesha. Ti encantana hatu u. Ela tokore. You are ready for the next chapter. You are ready to feel the energies more. Do you feel that every day? Do you feel that? Each number synchronicity that you see, each knowing and then getting a confirmation later of that knowing that you thought was nothing. Each time you create from the heart space, pick up that pen and create the life that you want. This book, this chapter is yours to write and yours to live. Allow yourself to just take a deep breath and feel into what that feels like. Can you see yourself connecting with an energy outside of you while at the same time within you? A higher self, a spirit guide, an angel. Could it be part of your galactic family? Are you a star seed? Most of us are. Incarnated here to assist in raising this vibration. The earthly realm, the realms of the norm. And as we navigate these realms, as you navigate these realms, we invite you to dig your toes a little deeper in the sand. For just below the surface is the answer that you are looking for. Most things will not be found at surface value. Most knowledge will not be found on the surface level of this earth or on the physicality level. A lot of the information that wants to be revealed to you is within your DNA. It is within your blood, within your bones, passed down through the generations. Allow yourself to feel it, to know it, and then you can step in to be it. Kemoka itanehecha auda. Orehenta nakahasatari etoku shedine hokuraha. We thank you for receiving this advice and these messages. Ayako se terihin takanaoto. Asapore entanahako. I esapopora. You are being given a gift. An emerald gemstone in the shape of a diamond, similar to the diamond emoji. This gift is being given to you to a place where you feel called. For some of you, it is your third eye. For others of you, it is your heart. And for some, it is your root chakra at the base of your feet, connecting with the earth energy. Hapokorehe satokurienta namako. As this energy settles in the space that you've placed it, or stays steady in your hands for the moment when you are able to sit and do the ritual of placing, which should not take more than a few moments, so you are invited to do this now. But if you do not feel called to, and you feel called to do this in your own sacred ceremony, we invite you to do that. We, as your guides, will be with you in these moments. Hishenokoto apapareta nakata sakura. Gratitude for listening, for hearing, for absorbing, for feeling, and for knowing. We thank you for joining us for our first conversation of many. And we will see you next time. Take one last deep breath in and then release. Sakatayeta kuriana hatayeta haishewura. Hitana hapokore hotore. Yenata sakore he sanare hatahora. Ish.